y'all doing out there today, man? I want to make a topic about the Hebrew Israelites, the black Jews, and their whole attitude towards the Europeans and people who practice the Jewish religion. As we know, a part of the time the Jews believe they're Hebrews, and they practice of Judaism was the only thing was qualified as a believer of God. Okay, y'all claim and say, y'all the true Jews, the whites, the Europeans, whatever, etc., ain't the real Jews. The real Jews are colored people, which from Jerusalem. And from my knowledge, I haven't seen one black person walk the streets of Jerusalem in my life. All I see is Palestinian, whatever you want to call it. I don't care about race. And Europeans walk in the street, and they really learn the Hebrew language. They speak in Hebrew, and from my knowledge, I haven't heard one black Jew, Hebrew Israelite, whoever they want to call themselves, speak that language. They walk around with this Bible, which we know the Bible is corrupt. As Allah say in the Quran, the Jews have changed the scriptures of the Bibles, the Torah, the Injil, and made it in a way that they are pleased with it and how to rule the people with it. And we know God's words are powerful. These dudes run around with a book which is not authentic. It contradicts itself. They contradict themselves a lot when they speaking on things. Who gave y'all the right to act like, since the white man racist, we go be racist too, basically. That's what is going on. The white man, what they did to the ancestors back then, I don't call them my ancestors. I call them people who lived through that trial, because my ancestors are those who believe in a God and worship Allah alone and put no partners with Allah. Ain't no Jesus Christ as Lord, none of that. Ain't nobody have the title of Lord but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Glory be to Allah, the one God and the only God. They can run around trying to make all this falsehood about Allah being the moon, about Allah being this, etc., etc. With no proof, no text, no knowledge. They go off somebody who hates Islam and don't want the truth to be spread across the world. The Hebrew Israelite is not a religion of God, no belief for mankind to follow. How can somebody be a Hebrew Israelite and walk around with a racist heart and claim that they believe and love God? God is not racist. God created every color through Adam and Eve. For anybody who walks around with a racist attitude is considered an ignorant person. White man, they hate the black man, they ignorant. Black man hate the white man, they ignorant. Because God never created racism. The first racism was from the devil when he looked at Adam and became jealous and prideful and arrogant and said he was better than Adam. And Adam was worthless, basically, because he was made out of dirt. And the devil himself said, I was made out of fire and he's more beautiful. So that's where the first racism starts. So these dudes have no spiritual connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whatsoever. They walk around acting like they so Hebrew, but don't even speak the Hebrew language. They downgrade everybody's belief in every race and think they are superior. Arrogant and prideful, acting like the Jews, the Yahudi's. So we got the white man claiming to be Jews for beneficial politics and some, whatever they want to take power and control over wealth, banking, money, power over the music industry, etc. The black man walk around. They got the scriptures intact. They try to follow scripture. I see them grow their beards out. They woman so-called try to cover. I never seen these dudes one time drop on their knees and pray to God. And none of that. I don't see no spiritual connections. When they teach, how can you teach the word of God and cuss at the same time and teach hate and evil? That is not from God, the Most High. Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest. God is never good. He's great. So how are y'all to walk around and say the white man's devil when I got a whole clan of white Europeans from all type of nationalities of the European race, Roman, what you want to call it, German, Russia, Paris, London, whatever. These races, and they worship Allah and worship one God when the truth hit them and they hear to it. Who are y'all to walk around and say they devils? Look like y'all devils to me, how the way y'all speak hatred, evil. God don't teach evil. Jesus, alayhi salam, never teach evil. May peace and blessings be upon Easter Ibn Maryam. He ain't never taught no evil against nobody race. You dudes forgot that our so-called ancestors got snacks from Africa and brought to America. I don't remember them saying they went to Jerusalem and snatched nobody up from Jerusalem. And this needs to be stopped. This is evil, and this is plotted. And they follow, from my knowledge, and I learned that the Hebrew Israelites take their knowledge from a guy named Samuel, a white guy or something, who built this belief for them to downgrade religion. They say they not religion, but everybody know religion is some people who follow a way of life, a higher being, somebody's greater than them, and they follow that practice of whatever they higher being give them. Like if you Christian, you claim to be Christian, you follow the way of Christ. So if you follow in the way of Christ, it's equals to following the way of Christ to worship God. If you claim you are Jew, you follow the way of the Jews. You follow the book of Moses. And from my knowledge, they reject Jesus and reject the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Hebrewites say they not religious, but they follow a way of life. So we go look at it as a religion. You teaching from a religious book, which is called the Holy Bible. In all English, when y'all speak, I ain't never heard them speak in Hebrew and break it down in I hear them speak in English, but never break it down in Hebrew or break the Hebrew down to English to get their point of view. It seems like they interpretate the Bible as they want to interpret it, just like the white man, they say, try to interpret the Bible as they want to interpret it, just to control people. And they use it to humiliate people and white people. It's good white people out here. It's good black people out here. It's Spanish, Mexican. We all good. It's good versus evil at the end of the day. So who are y'all to walk around and say who's evil, who's the devil when y'all speaking evil and speaking like a devil and hatred and jealousy and all that? Why you can't just worship God and get closer to God and obey God? Why you got to do all this extra stuff to get a war started or something? Because you're not deep enough. Y'all religion, if we go religion, y'all be the lowest of the scums of the earth. The most popular growing religion is Islam, Christianity, and I believe Buddhism, Hinduism, one of the two. So who are y'all with these low numbers of black men trying to go against a nation of people in Christianity who's filled with all different races, Islam who filled with all different races? From my knowledge, these the only two I'm going to speak on. But man, you can't call nobody devils when y'all acting like devils, walking around and dressing these funny clothes and speaking crazy. Hey, gotta speak like Romans, black Romans, and V down. And man, that stuff sound crazy, man. Speak, man. Just speak. What are you doing all this extra stuff? You make yourself look fake and lame. So, man, glory be to Allah. Allah created all generation after generation to worship him and obey his laws and commandments that he gave to Moses and he gave strictly in the Quran. Ain't nothing changed, but the people who desire to change things, to have it go in the way and fashion they is pleased with, to do as they please. It's a whole bunch of sins that we need to stay away from, things that God dislike, boom, boom, et cetera, et cetera. Like I bump into one, I say, man, I follow the same old scriptures that the Bible teaching with the truth. Grow your beards out, grow my beard out. Get married, I get married. Don't eat flesh of swine, I don't eat the flesh of swine. Pray, worship God alone. Jesus did that on top of the mountains. These dudes claim to be Jews, but they got Christians mythology and Christians ways. How can you do that? What type of crossbreed is that? From my knowledge, the real Jews who practice Judaism do not believe in Christianity nor Islam. They follow their own path, which is from the Torah, and that's it. And anything else, I have no knowledge of. I'm not speaking. So, from my knowledge, I think the Hebrew Israelites need to sit down somewhere and get closer to God with truth, and just get over there in the corner somewhere and ask God to guide in with truth, because you have no knowledge on what you speaking on. You speaking with knowledge, but with ignorance. You miss falsehood with truth. You claim that God is a racist. God is not racist. How can he be racist to his creation? Therefore, you saying God is some kind of evil God. He created this race of people, but the other ones he don't like, he hate. They going to the fire. So why would you think God wastes this almighty, most little atom of time to create them just to throw them in the hellfire? Y'all making God into some kind of evil God, which he's not. They ain't speaking on God. They trying to make like Jesus is a hate the Jews and so what that man Jesus hate the white man and all that, man. Come on, man. Let's stop, man. Let's teach the people with truth. We trying to call in Islam, we trying to call people to worship one God. Simple thing. One message. Every prophet was calling to. Everybody know that every prophet from Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, all the way to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was calling people to worship one God and worship him alone and do not put no partners with God. These dudes sitting around acting like Christians / Jews. They want the race. They want the race. Like the dude said, he said, why they want to, like black men these days want to be every other race but their own self. All right, we might be crossbreed with some white, Hispanic, Indian in America. Okay, be fruitful. Alhamdulillah, everybody multiply and make different beautiful races. Who cares? At the end of the day, do you know who your Lord is and why are you created and how many times have you worshiped him today? And every beautiful month of Ramadan that he prescribed to come, I don't see y'all fasting. I don't see y'all doing nothing for the sake of God. It's all about your race, your skin color. I'm not black. I'm brown. In my knowledge, I'm a brown man mixed with a little probably Indian, etc. So I don't care. Thank Allah I'm here to worship God and do what's right to get to paradise. These dudes don't teach nothing but hatred and demolish other people's belief and system. Instead of this come and say, man, this the Bible said do this and do that, do this, and love thou mother, love thou father. They don't teach none. They teach a straight hate. Wow, they more superior than the other race, but they out here looking raggedy and dusty. Other race still moving. The white race ain't worrying about none of that. They out there, if they want to be Jews, let them be Jews. Everybody have to, each his own, could do whatever they want to do, whatever belief they want to live. They should be abandoned from the streets preaching like that. Because all I do is cause drama. Because you hit the right person mentality who really radical, something going to happen. So my advice to y'all, man, quit lying. Quit speaking without knowledge. Quit turning God's word into some hatred. Quit doing that. That is evil. Evil. Very evil. You doing what the white man did 1,000 or 700 years ago. Use the Bible and use it as some kind of tool and weapon to control people. Walking around talking about you believers in God but have a devil heart. What type of stuff is that? If the white man, Allah created evil and good, you got white Europeans that's evil. You got black people is evil. Mexican evil, whose side are you on? Are you on the good side or the bad side? At the end of the day, they have no knowledge to even be speaking like that. Like, why are you disrespecting people and stuff like that? I bet you if Islam ain't the true belief, why are we calling the Europeans to our belief too? And to worship one God alone, and they coming in flocks, numbers, and worshiping Allah. The European woman cover her hair up, look just like the Arab woman, look just like the black Muslim woman, and we all worship Allah all in one room. Woman on that side, man on this side, etc. Kids, all right, white woman with a black man, they Muslim, they get married, they have beautiful mixed breed kids. Mixed breed kid might get a white woman or black. Keep multiplying. Who cares? We worship like the one God. If y'all ain't calling people to worship one God, y'all ain't calling nobody to nothing. Y'all just calling people to a bunch of hatred and bringing evil enmity between each other and hearts, separating mankind. But they about to play out, man. They don't even know what they talking about in certain cases. They accurate on some stuff, but come on, man. This is not what God created us to be like. He created us to worship him and obey him, and everybody get along and respect each other. And then y'all claim y'all some kind of people of God. Man, y'all ain't the people of God. Y'all the people of God who's going to send them to the hellfire if they don't repent. This is not life. That's why I ask my Muslim brothers and sisters, man, my Muslim brothers especially, get out there and call people to the truth, just like they do. Sit on the corner, call some people to the truth. I bet you would get a whole nation of people stop in the middle of New York, London, wherever you from, and listen. And they go hear so much peace coming from Islam. Out of 50 of them stop, I bet you 10 of them be want to get down with it if it's only 5. We can't let these nation fake Islamic cats and these black Hebrew, these old racists filled with cruelty and hatred, and it ain't about no war. And if a war came between their belief versus somebody else's belief, they'd get wiped out instinct. For real, like seriously, man, we got to wake up and smell the coffee, man. That stuff is wrong and it's evil and it's cruel and it's not from God. God don't even speak in that Bible. All them scriptures from man. When you open up Quran, let me show you what God spoke. Since y'all so much talking about what God spoke, I'll show you what God spoke. I'm going to tell you what God spoke. See if this sounds like anything evil or racist. Let's hit them with Surat Al-Fatiha. He said, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. He said, in the name of Allah, this is what God said. He's letting you know in the name of his gracious, his most merciful. He's the most merciful. He's the most gracious. Sound like a loving, merciful God to me. All praise is to Allah, the Lord of the creation. He didn't say the blacks. He didn't say the Jews. He didn't say the whites. He didn't say the Arabs. He didn't say none. He said creation. Go do your definition what creation means. That means cats, dog, moon, stars, everything that exists that Allah created. The most gracious, most merciful. And he doubles back and says he's the most gracious, the most merciful. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. The most gracious, letting you know I'm merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin. Honor of the day of recompense. One who's going to judge you. It ain't no Jesus. It ain't it ain't no Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's none of no man beside Allah. No angel, no moon, no star. Only God judging you for your good and bad. And it seemed like y'all step up with that condition, dying that condition, talking about the white man was evil and bad, but God saying we all his creation. ABDUL wa nasta'in. And you alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help for each and everything. You, one God we worship, and he telling us to ask him for each and everything. I don't see them out there preaching nothing like this. Idino Surat Mustaqim. Guide us to the straight way. We want to be God, or Allah, so guide us. Yahweh. Y'all want to call him Yahweh, but that ain't Allah's name. Allah let the foundation know what his name was. Allah. One worthy of worship, one God. All creation need. Siratul ladina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waliddallin. Got us to the, what'd he say? The path of those who have restored your favor, not the way of those who have earned your anger, such as the Jew. So if you want to be a Jew and run around claiming you Jew, I see why. You bunch of ignorance, you jokes, you haters, you're evil, you're conniving, you're greedy, you're mischievous, you're devious, you're doing everything wicked under the moon, under the sun, every day. And thinking Allah ain't going to deal with you on the day of judgment. When he created a hellfire filled with man and stone, a blazing hot fire. Not the way of those go astray. Since y'all sound like Christians, y'all went astray. You still worship Jesus, so why y'all not just ordinary Christians and just calling people to the belief of God? Y'all want to make your own belief or own race, whatever y'all call yourself doing, to call people to some truth. That ain't gonna do. That ain't gonna. People mean the colored people, the Mexicans, whatever. I talked to a Hebrew Israelite. I got a couple buddies like that who want to practice that way of life. They said, RD, Raheem, man, them dudes, man, because I was saying, man, boom, boom, these dudes crazy on Facebook. He said, nah, man, oh, that's why you was going off about that situation. He said, man, don't listen to the dudes in purple and gold and all these different, whatever wardrobes they wear. He said, man, the true Israelites don't teach hatred. We teach peace. So what's going on? It's some radicals. Every belief has some innovators in it, true. Muslims, I didn't say Islam. Let's get it right. Muslims. The Muslims is a race. Obedient servant to God. That's what Muslim mean. Ones who submission to God's will. Islamic monotheism. No polytheism. No worshiping other false dignities. No worshiping no moon stars and Jesus and none of that. We don't call up to nobody as a Lord but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the Quran. Then we go to Surat Al-Hujurat. Allah could, man, rip through that Bible with ease. When this open up Quran, he said, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Let you know he's most gracious, he's most merciful. Alif Lam mean none but Allah knows the meaning. Miracle words. This book is a guidance, the Quran. He said, he said, this book is the Quran where there's no doubt, a guidance for the pious, righteous, not those who call other people devils, haters. He don't guide them. He guide the righteous. And from my knowledge and sight and hearing, you're not guided. You still got some deficiency and hatred and everything in your heart, pollution, toxic. He said, those who we see, those believe, and those who believe and establish prayers and spend in Allah's cause. You know, and do righteous good deeds. And who believe in the Quran that have been sent down to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and sent down before you, and to believe in the hereafter, basically. So if Allah sending the guidance down from the Quran, they so quick to bash the Quran up, it's pathetic. Allah sent the guidance down here and saying, letting you know to believe in Allah, worship one God, believe in the last prophet after Jesus Christ, which they are cousins, and they will be buried next to each other on the day of judgment, before the day of judgment. So who's anybody to reject the last messenger? It's 5 fingers. You can't take one and have 4. Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad. 5 major prophets. So I'm saying, man, y'all don't know what y'all doing and what y'all talking. Y'all dealing with a higher power, something severe and punishment. He's someone who's severe in punishment that you can't even comprehend the punishment of all the humiliations and disgraces, the punishments on earth. Can't even comprehend the punishment of Allah. And y'all sitting around here, running around here, acting like the shaitan, calling people to racism, calling the colored people to racism. How can you call James to racism when he got a best friend he grew up since 6 years old? Racism destroyed. Best, and his name is Mikey. Mikey, a white boy. Mikey is a good dude. Always been there for James. James always been there for Mike. They grew up knee high. They 33 years old age, and they still hanging together. And you go and tell him, James, about this. So James is like, Mikey ain't never, his family always loved me, took me in and helped my mama. They all helped each other. We always been good neighbors. And my sister love his other brother. Man, you can never destroy nothing. That show you right there, ain't no racism. It's you haters. Bunch of haters. This can't accept the fact, okay, the white man did bad in their days. That ain't our time. We shouldn't even worry about it. Okay, some racist white man running around, racist. Well, who cares? I guarantee you, it's more people who love each other more than racism. We get rid of y'all peasants, y'all parasites of this hatred from the white Jews, the Arabs, and whatever you are, and get rid of y'all. It's a wrap. You could say something about the Arabs, slave black man. Hey, the Arabs, you didn't say the Muslims, the Arabs, the tribes of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the chorus people. Yeah, they were slaving black men. They slaved Bilal. May Allah be pleased with them. And I believe an Arabic man got him from that slavery back then. And I believe he's one of the first colored men to convert to Islam, the one who give out the Hadan. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu la ilaha illallah. The call to prayer, the call to success. Ain't no racism, man. So y'all need to sit down and quit playing, disrespecting God's creation. Humble yourself. Y'all want to get closer to God, or y'all trying to get closer to self. It's like y'all want to worship yourself. Call yourself gods, call yourself the son of God, y'all want to be above everybody, but it's not gonna last. Stop it. Worship one God. Call people to some good. If you go follow the Bible, follow correctly and not innovate and interpretate how you wanted to look at the view. Jesus never called himself to worship himself. So let's get real. You know, talk about something. Learn the Hebrew language for real, and quit walking around talking all English. Learn the Hebrew. Just like I'm Muslim, I learned the Quran. I want to learn the Quran. I want to learn the Arabic words. All right, so they snatch us from Jerusalem now. Like he said, the black man don't want to be nothing, but they want to be. Black men want to be, well, Hebrew Israelites. Black men want to be Jews, or black men want to be, well, I don't know, man. They want to be everything but who they are. If you're born in America, you mix, whatever, black, whatever, live it. Okay, I'm from America. I don't have to be American, but I'm from America. I'm going to live my life because at the end of the day, it's only one God and it's only one me, and I'm going to die by myself and I'm going to rise by myself. I'm going to get judged by myself. Single yourself out from the world and get closer to Allah. Yeah, Allah. That's what we going to call him. I'm out of here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And may Allah guide the rest of the people who are in need of guidance, especially the Muslims. You know, be as one and worship one God. Because it's all about you at the end of the day. They out here preaching all this nonsense and black man killing black man every day. I don't see the white man running around here in the hood, banging over blocks and segs, killing a black man. And I don't see the Ku Klux Klan coming in the black neighborhood tearing. They run their mouth over there, but they ain't over here where we at doing none of that. It's the black man on the black man. Because he ignorant. Don't want to see nothing through. Want to stay in ignorance, in a bunch of ignorance. Hebrew Israelite dudes, stop it. It's false. I did my background. None of y'all believe what y'all practice don't relate nothing back to none of the prophets, none of the messengers, none of the companions, the disciples of the prophets, nothing to Jabril, Gabriel. May peace and blessings be upon them. Nothing to what God say. The Most High above the seven heavens, above his throne that fit his majesty. I bet y'all didn't know that. Ask these dudes where God at. They gonna probably say in the heavens, but they will never say, they probably say whatever. He and me, however they ignorance want to be. But God is above the seven heavens, above his throne, and fit above the seven heavens, above his throne that fit his majesty, what he is pleased with. Allah is nothing like his creation, so respect that. Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest.